starts now.
A fire quickly put out by fire crews in the South Valley, a telling tale of the upcoming summer and high temperatures, how they got it under control. Plus, a bust on a major California highway where a canine finds over 30 pounds of cocaine, how police discovered it on a hunch.
This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Esteban Reynoso. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. A commercial fire in Fresno sent smoke high into the sky and forced firefighters to put on hazmat suits to get closer to the flames. Take a look at this. This was at the General Coating Manufacturing Corporation on North Avenue in Fresno. The fire broke out just after 1 o'clock this afternoon, and the Fresno Fire Department hazmat team and the Fresno County Environmental Health were called out to the scene. 20 total engines responded to this fire. 2 support engines from Fresno County Cal Fire also responded. Now, it took about 4.5 hours and 46 personnel to mitigate this incident. The cause of the fire is still under investigation tonight. In the South Valley, where a 20-acre fire started around 6:30 this afternoon on Shannon Parkway and Conyers Street in Tulare County. From the photos, you could just see some hot spots and smoke spots that crews were putting out. Engines from the CAL FIRE Tulare unit and Visalia Fire Department responded. No homes were threatened in this fire, luckily, and no one was injured. In the North Valley, Madera County deputies took a man into custody after an hour-long domestic disturbance this afternoon. Officials were called out to Road 400 and Lily Mountain Drive around 9 this morning. When they got there, they found a man inside the home who was refusing to come out. Deputies told neighbors to stay inside their homes while they worked to convince the man to come outside. Around 2 o'clock, deputies in the crisis negotiation team were able to get the man to come out, and he was arrested. Roads nearby were closed during the entire incident for several hours. And also in the North Valley, the California Highway Patrol seized 33 pounds of cocaine with the help of their canine unit. The CHP pulled over this brand new BMW that they say had familiar markings on it. 15 suspicious packages were found inside the car after the driver agreed to let police search it. The passenger and the driver were both booked on possession and trafficking charges. New at 11, today is one of the biggest days for tequila lovers and tequila businesses in the Central Valley. CBS 47's Rhett Rodriguez shows us more from Chuck Chansey Park in downtown Fresno.
We are here at Tequila Fest at Chuck Chansey Park, and it says it in the name. Everyone's here to have tequila, but there's also music and food. Chuck Chansey Park packed with people Saturday as vendors poured thousands of samples of tequila. While some enjoyed their drink,
I love tequila.
Carissa Holmes did not.
It's nasty. This one's nasty.
Although tequila may not be her drink of choice, she says she came to listen to T.I., one of several performers at the festival.
I just listened to him when I was in high school and, jamming out to his music when I get ready for school, high school back in the day.
General tickets were $75, or you could pay double for VIP passes that included a tequila tasting with the price of admission. The festival is not only big for those in attendance, but also for small businesses.
Well, you know what? This event basically allows the little guys to participate and get in front of a lot of wonderful people from the area and from outside the area. We haven't been able to keep up with the crowd, but all the people have been leaving really happy, and that's what we want.
After the tequila tasting, event goers headed down to listen to music on the baseball field. In Fresno, Rhett Rodriguez, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
And there's some new trash talking at City Hall this week. Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer is proposing a rate hike for garbage services, something the city hasn't done since 2009. It was part of Mayor Jerry Dyer's $1.8 billion budget spending plan with a B for 2024, saying the rate hike for garbage services has been put on the curb for far too long. Dyer claiming the Waste Management Division is operating in the red at least $3 million. Dyer did not lay out specifics on the garbage rate hike during his budget rollout yesterday or on Thursday. Some council city members are already opposing it and the way it was presented on that Thursday meeting.
When you look at a family that's struggling to make ends meet, I think that's what my colleagues are also hearing from, their constituents.
The city will have to send letters to every homeowner that could be affected by this charge and allow them to write in either for or against this rate hike. Happening around the state, the Office of the Inspector General ordered dozens of LA County Sheriff's deputies to face questions about alleged deputy gangs. LA County Sheriff Robert Luna sent out a department-wide email reading in part, all department personnel who received such a request are hereby ordered to appear and cooperate in these interviews, he says. 35 deputies were requested to schedule an interview and cooperate with this investigation. The ultimate goal is to have a list of all of the members of the groups called bandidos or executioners.
In the case of the executioners, there's a Nazi helmet in that tattoo. We've selected deputies who we have reason to think will have helpful evidence for us. So we didn't just make these names up or pull them out of a hat or something.
The previous sheriff, Alex Villanueva, fought the Inspector General's subpoenas in this investigation, but the pendulum swung in the opposite direction after Sheriff Luna took office. The investigation also aims to provide a list of gang members for other agencies in the future.
1, 2, 3.
National and federal leaders came together Saturday to help unveil Malcolm X route in Los Angeles. Signs along a 5-mile stretch of Crenshaw Boulevard will help honor the late leader's work in the civil rights movement. The tribute came one day after Malcolm X would have turned 98. He was assassinated back in February of 1965 while speaking during a unity group meeting that he had founded. A festival in Sacramento was canceled just days after a shooting took place on the same street where it was set to happen, where 2 babies and 2 adults were shot. But take a look at this. Despite the cancellation after the shooting, several businesses, vendors, and food trucks came together to still hold something of their own in place of the canceled festival. The city of Sacramento, however, says organizers never finished the process of receiving a permit for the original festival. The CEO said there was still one more step to go, but it was still canceled altogether after the shooting.
I don't want to have that on our conscience that, you know, we set people up and they got hurt. Those individuals that showed up intentionally to hurt someone.
Police were present during the pop-up festival, and organizers for the original festival are hopeful to have another one next year. Nationwide, the TSA screened more people Thursday than any other day this year, and 42 million people expected to travel for Memorial Day. It's only going to get busier. Elise Preston has the latest.
With packed bags and boarding passes in hand, travelers at Los Angeles International Airport and across the country are ready to take off. Pent-up demand could make this the busiest Memorial Day since 2005.
Definitely worried about busy airports and trying to make it and get through. It's been pretty chaotic.
Flyers are facing full planes and soaring prices, with airfare up about 40% from last spring.
We have people to see and places to go and things to do, so whatever it is, right? You got to pay it.
And there are tens of thousands fewer flights to ease the crunch. The stress, too much for some. Police arrested a man for punching a traveler last week at Atlanta's airport. Violence also erupting in the air, with the FAA this year handling over 650 reports of unruly passengers. Drivers are also bracing for a bumpy ride. 37 million Americans are expected to hit the road. Still, nothing can stand in the way of the holiday getaway.
It's more economical to take that road trip than purchasing airfare. People will still prioritize their budgets to spend that quality time with their friends, their family, and their loved ones.
One roadblock in the west, weather. In Yosemite and Lake Tahoe, too much unmelted snow has closed several popular tourist spots.
President Biden affirming the nation an agreement will be met. Coming up, the debt ceiling discussion between Democrats and Republicans and what it means for us. And revival of the Fresno. We will take to show you what it means. But first, here's a look at tonight's winning Powerball. Over $1 million. Take a look at your tickets, everybody. And
real-time view. Cam Network gives you the latest. See them on Eyewitness News or online at your events on news from the break of dawn to prepare you for the day ahead. Investigative journalism, pinpoint weather on Eyewitness News this morning.
Your company needs to stay compliant, and HR Mobile Services can help. Big or small, we assist with human resources, infectious disease response, safety compliance, policies, and procedures. Call HR Mobile Services today.
Tuesday, another Banfield exclusive. The grandparents of one of Lori Vallow's murdered children join Ashley live and in person in their first interview since the guilty verdict. Tuesday on Banfield, only on News Nation.
All next week, Morning in America is live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where 33 engines are getting ready for the big race. And the fans can't wait for the flag to fly. Live at the Indy 500 on Morning in America. All next week on News Nation.
At Bryant's Heating and Cooling, honesty and trust are our first priority. Our goal is to help you stay ahead of a potential problem. We value you as a customer and are focused on serving you in the best possible way. We diagnose what's truly wrong and offer a solution. We're not the kind of company that's out to sell you a bunch of unnecessary improvements. To us, you're a person, not a transaction. Head off potential issues with your heating and air conditioner. Call the professionals at Bryant's Heating and Cooling.
At Rally's, I'm in the driver's seat. Give me that $5 meal deal with a Rally burger. Better yet, make it a mushroom Swiss burger with that mushroom sauce. With 8-piece white meat chicken bites, Rally's famous seasoned fries, and a drink for just $5. Yeah, all that. Can I get a mushroom? My $5 meal deal with a mushroom Swiss burger. Whatever you order, own it at Rally's. Get all that flavor delivered.
The opportunity to make a difference doesn't always require a uniform. Be the vital link between the community and our officers as a CHP dispatcher. Make a positive difference in your community and apply now. Scan the code or visit chpbethevoice.com.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Nissan.
A program where neighbors watch out for other neighbors. It's been absent for the last few years, mostly due to the pandemic. But the Fresno Police Department is reestablishing the program that we know as the Fresno Neighborhood Watch. They believe it's a key component for a safer city. On Friday evening, dozens of neighbors gathered inside the Clovis West High School multi-purpose room to hear all about the Neighborhood Watch program. Now, the program mostly faded away during the pandemic, even as crime ticked up in 2020. Assemblymember Jim Patterson spoke at the workshop, and he says when the Neighborhood Watch was first brought to Fresno, crime was extremely high.
Fortunately, the times of needing each other and needing a more robust police department and a focus on car thefts and on homicides and shootings and those kinds of things are kind of coming back. And I think this is the right time to really reinvigorate Neighborhood Watch.
Part of the program's goal is to get to know other neighbors. Now, they also say that they want neighbors to know they don't always have to call the police. Talks to raise the debt ceiling are at a standstill, with Republican negotiators telling reporters they're not confident a deal can be reached before default. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Biden are set to continue their conversation for an agreement. Christian Benavides reports with the latest.
Mr. President, how concerned are you about the debt talks at home?
Not at all. President Biden cutting his overseas trip short, heading back to Washington Sunday, earlier than originally scheduled after debt ceiling talks between Republicans and the White House Friday night ended with no deal.
We took a pause because of the frustration that this White House will not acknowledge that they're spending too much.
Republican congressional leaders walked out of the negotiation room and warned there would be no deal without sharp spending cuts. Moments after the walkout, former President Trump urged Republicans to reject the deal and hold out for everything they want. The GOP is calling for what amounts to an across-the-board 13% cut on government spending. Still believe we'll be able to avoid a default and we'll get something decent done.
Are you confident you'll be able to reach that deadline?
No.
You're still not confident?
No.
Republicans say a deal must be reached this weekend to get it through Congress in time to avoid default. Some Democrats are urging the president to consider using the 14th Amendment to go around Republicans.
Using this authority would allow the president and the United States to continue to pay its bills on time.
If the debt limit isn't raised, the government could run out of money by June 1st, potentially upending financial markets and pausing military salaries, Medicare, and Social Security payments. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Back here in the Valley, a huge fundraiser for families in need at the annual Fiesta de los Niños. Now, this was put on by Exceptional Parents Unlimited of Fresno. Over 500 people purchased tickets to show up and enjoy the live music, the food, chips and salsa, as well as a ton of silent auctions. The 150 silent auctions generate money for the organization that they say goes right back into the community for these families with children who really need the care.
These dollars go towards filling the gaps. We have a lot of services and programs. Sometimes the funds aren't sufficient to pay for all the costs of those programs. It allows us to provide larger impact to more families, to more children across this community.
Some of the auctions included jewelry, zoo and water park tickets, and tickets to see the South Point 400 NASCAR Cup Series at the Las Vegas Speedway. That's pretty cool. A big annual festival in the South Valley coming up. What it all means to the community down there and to people who came out to enjoy it all at the Swedish Fest. But first, we're taking a look at your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boss Allergy and Asthma Sinus Center. We're looking at medium levels for the next 4 days, but a cool down on the way. Stay with us.
It rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra light duty models.
Come see us at your Fresno Buick GMC dealer.
Emergency room overcrowding is more than inconvenient. It's a medical crisis. Skip hours of wait time and delayed treatment. Premium Urgent Care provides general health services and immediate care at multiple Valley locations. With on-site lab tests and x-rays, you won't have to wait for testing or treatment. To further reduce wait time, use the convenient online check-in. Sprains or sore throats, cuts or coughs. Premium Urgent Care takes care of it all and accepts a number of health insurance providers. Get affordable, quality care at Premium Urgent Care.
A complete Solar Plus battery system allows you to charge your batteries when time of use rates are lowest. Then use that stored energy during peak hours. This way, you beat them at their own game. Your electric bill goes up as much as 5 to 8% every single year. Maybe your bill was $400 a month last year. Maybe $500 a month this year. Maybe $600 next year. How long before it's $1,000 a month? Energy companies are making billions in profit. Does that seem right to you? This month only, save up to $3,000. Declare your energy independence with Solar Plus battery storage from local and veteran-owned Semper Solaris now. Wait too long and you'll pay nearly twice as much as going solar today. Choose Tesla Powerwall or Enphase batteries to avoid blackouts. Add the federal tax credit to all our other discounts and save up to $3,000 this month only. Plus 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 18 months. Call now or visit SemperSolaris.com.
At Central Floor Supply, our new showroom is filled with name brand, waterproof flooring, and luxurious carpet. We have better selection, better quality, and much better prices than the big box stores. For the best in flooring and real customer service, visit Central Floor Supply.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Red's Furniture Gallery. Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Good Saturday evening, everybody. It was a pretty nice day out there other than just how hot it was. Not a lot of wind. Allergies were a little bit high, as we saw in that allergy tease. They were at the medium level, and they will be over the next few days. But taking a look outside right now at our Valley Cam at the Tulare outlets. So not a lot happening, really. Just a little bit of wind down there in the South Valley. However, what you can't really see in this nighttime are the clouds that could be way off in the mountains at the moment. So this is a look at our future cast. So right now, now. As you saw, there was just a little bit of clouds really throughout the Central Valley, but then you're seeing these little spots pop up, and that's going to be some even potential thunderstorms. I want to see if I can try to get this to go again here, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. However, we did have the slight chance of some thunderstorms throughout the day. Tomorrow, however, one of the things that we're also watching is this flood advisory that's still active. It's going to be going on until Monday in the morning, and this right here is in the South Valley along the Tule River there. So that's something that we need to watch out for as well. We've also got some potential dry thunderstorms, which is a big concern, especially around this fire temperature weather that we have. Luckily, though, the winds aren't anything of a big concern right now. So those are the main two things that we're watching. As far as over the past 12 hours, though, we've got some light sprinkles up in the mountains. There was a little bit really focused here. If you see right there, just a little bit of red around the Shaver Lake area. As far as for the valley floor, though, you're really looking at some pretty dry and calm conditions right now. Nothing too crazy or to worry about. However, the heat was the big factor for the day, especially on the valley floor. 92 was our top out for today. Normally around this time we're about 84, so we were really below average earlier this year. Now we're really above average, and that's something that we're going to kind of stick with into the summer months. As far as for the lows tonight, you're looking at 65, high 50s, low 60s, really throughout the valley. Up in the mountains, 46 in Yosemite, so that's a pretty nice, but a little bit colder, but not too much to worry about. Still pretty hot here. To be orange all the way throughout the nighttime, that's a little bit worrisome. However, the highs for tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit of a slight heat up. Things are going to get worse before they get better. 97 in Fresno and in Hanford up in the North Valley. 95 Los Banos and in Merced. 95 Mariposa, though, you start to cool down, obviously, as you go up into the foothills. 87 in Yosemite, though. 74 in Shaver Lake. Might be a nice day to go out there. As for air quality, though, you're looking at pretty good air quality, moderate in Fresno, Tulare, and Sequoia, but you're looking at really good in Kings, Madera, and Merced. So it kind of flips on its head here, really kind of mixed throughout the valley, but because we don't have a lot of wind, that's not going to circulate a lot of that air that we're going to have. So the smog tends to stay around just a little bit. And we're taking a look at our 7-day forecast here. So tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit of that slight heat up, 93, but then we go up to 96 on Monday. The clouds start to come in on Tuesday. Wednesday is when they're going to be really prominent, and that's when we're going to see a drop in temperatures. We're going to see 86 on Wednesday and then 83 to 85 starting next weekend. As for the mountains, though, those showers may continue overnight. Keep your eye out for those thunderstorms that could potentially be rolling through, especially on Sunday tomorrow, where temperatures are still going to be pretty hot. 70, 74 in the mountains, and then we start to drop out to 66, 65 with even more cloud coverage next weekend. A big turnout in downtown Kingsburg today for the annual Swedish Festival Parade. Take a listen. Now this and a grand parade that runs through downtown. Organizers say it's a way to get the whole community involved in the Swedish heritage and have something that families can do together. The festival is always held on the third weekend of May, and the event, people really look forward to it all year. Downtown Kingsburg is known for having a Swedish cultural village with shops and restaurants on Draper Street. The three-day festival, it unfortunately wrapped up today. Coming up next in sports, the Mountain West Baseball Championship is set. We take a look at the postseason bracket and who the Diamond Dogs will be facing on Thursday. That's coming up next in Sports Central. Stay with us.
With an exciting new Toyota, you can go out and enjoy all your favorite summer activities. Sorry.
This Memorial Day, get low 3.99% APR financing on the road trip ready Highlander.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Mid-Valley Disposal and the Kalpakoff family have been environmental leaders for decades. Our recycling and organics processing facilities are located in the heart of the Central Valley. Recyclables are sorted and sent out to be made into new products. Green waste and food waste are sent to our Kerman's Best compost facility to help fertilize valley crops. Proper sorting helps everyone meet California sustainability goals. We promise to do our part while you continue to do yours. Learn more at midvalleydisposal.com.
We are at Best RV, the largest RV center in the state of California. If you're new to RVing or if you've been doing it for years, this is the place to come. We're with Niles, and Niles, we all know that it comes down to price and selection. But take a look at this. I mean, you have rows and rows to choose from.
Yes, almost exit to exit, almost a mile. And we have all of it from Class A, Class B, Class C, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy hauler, destination trailers, even a pop-up tent trailers.
You've got it all, and we are centrally located in Turlock, right off Highway 99. It's very convenient, but you can start that RV journey by shopping online from home.
Yes, they could go to our website at bestrv.com. They could check the models, pictures, photo, price, and all the specification they need. They could contact us by email or by phone, or they could come in person and check it out.
You can answer all their questions. Thanks a lot, Niles. Some great information. And this is the time. During the entire month of May, save up to 40% off of MSRP. All units must go, so go to bestrv.com.
During CBS 47 Cyber Safe Parent Program at yourcentralvalley.com under education.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and have s'more fun. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's crispy. Anyone?
This Memorial Day, get low 3.99% APR on Camry or lease for $379 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Now yourcentralvalley.com, pros who know.
Increase the efficiency of your home's closets. We specialize in both walk-in and reach-in designs that fit your style and budget. Call now for a free design consultation.
For more expert advice, go to yourcentralvalley.com/pros who know.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Pete Biden Field is the host site of the 2023 Mountain West Baseball Championship, which begins this Thursday, May 25th. And the Diamond Dogs are heading into the postseason on a hot streak. Fresno State is riding a 2-game win streak after handling St. Mary's. The Bulldogs scored 29 runs in 2 games and secured a 12-0 shutout on Friday night to cap off senior night. Now the Diamond Dogs shift their focus to the postseason. Fresno State wrapped up the regular season with a 29-25 overall record and a 16-14 finish in conference play. The Bulldogs' first test will be top-seeded San Jose State on Thursday night in Fresno. The Bulldogs faced SJSU 6 times in the regular season and only beat them twice. Now, taking a look at the matchups, the first game on Thursday is set for 1:30 p.m. between the 2-seed San Diego State and number 3 Air Force. Game 2 will be at 6 p.m. between the top-seeded San Jose State Spartans and number 4 Fresno State. The losers of each of those games will meet in Game 3 on Friday at 1:30 p.m. Sticking with Bulldogs, this one is now in the NFL. Here's a first look at Jake Haener in his Saints uniform. We told you a few weeks ago he'd be wearing number 14 in the league. He received a 4-year deal with New Orleans. The Saints traded up to select Haener with the 127th overall pick. This video is at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, where rookies were selected to participate in the NFLPA Rookie Premier event this weekend. Taking a look at the 2023 CIF Boys Volleyball NorCal Division I Championship, top-seeded Clovis East beat rival Clovis 3-0 to claim the D1 crown. In Division II, the 2-seed Sanger beat number 1 Bishop O'Dowd 3-1 to take home the Division II NorCal State Championship. To the PGA Championship in Rochester, New York, Clovis East alum Bryson DeChambeau is in 4th place. He trails leader Brooks Koepka by 3 strokes. He shot 70 to remain at 3 under heading into the 4th round. Here's what DeChambeau had to say about his play heading into the 4th round on Sunday.
Probably the most difficult day of golf I've played in a long time, and able to perform pretty well. Made a couple mistakes, but I'll go work on that on the range. Patience, complete understanding of it's going to be difficult. Try to execute every single shot into the best place I possibly can. Not trying to be too aggressive all the time. Par is your friend out here.
To the NBA, the Western Conference Finals continue between the Lakers and Nuggets. Tonight was Game 3 in Los Angeles, and for the first time this postseason, the Lakers walked off their home court as losers. Denver beat LA 119-108 tonight, and now the Lakers are on the brink of elimination. No team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the NBA playoffs. The Lakers just couldn't stop Jamal 5:30 p.m. on Monday night. Star Ari McDonald opened up the dream season on the road in Dallas. She scored 6 points in Atlanta's 85-78 loss to the Wings. She hit 2 from deep in the season opener. And that's going to do it for sports. Esteban, back to you.
And thank you so much. And coming up on Eyewitness News at 11, a cards and collectibles show in Fresno for all ages. Why these collectibles mean so much for vendors and for families when we come back.
At Long John Silver's, our 100% white meat chicken is always just a batter tip away from becoming its own golden treasure. Batter up. Dive into our $6 chicken basket or order ahead at longjohnsilvers.com. Fish yeah.
For almost 2 decades, Sierra Valley Almonds in Madera has been a major leader in the almond industry. Our full range of services include hauling, shelling, processing, and marketing. From the fields of our high-quality growers, Sierra Valley Almonds processes and ships a full menu of superior products to both domestic and export markets around the world. Sierra Valley Almonds is a proud advocate for our growers concerning many almond industry issues, both locally and globally. Sierra Valley Almonds, your success is our success.
Play Grand Moneyball at Eagle Mountain Casino and have a chance to win your share of $280,000 in cash and prizes. Every Thursday now through June 29th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., 50 qualified guests will have a chance to win their share. Must be a Legacy Reward member to play Grand Moneyball at the People's Casino, Eagle Mountain Casino, now just off Highway 65 in Porterville. Responsible gaming, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Are you tired of hearing you'll need a cosigner or maybe next time? Well, not any longer. Onacar presents the No Score, No More Sales event. Some finance companies require a credit score to approve an auto loan, but not all of them and not always. Valley car buyers are getting approved, in some cases, regardless of their credit. At Onacar, we've helped thousands of Valley car buyers get into the car they really want at payments they can afford. Everybody deserves a chance. Get yours during No Score, No More. Onacar, home of the 500 Down sales events, one location, Blackstone and Bullard, and at onacar.com.
At Brian's Heating and Cooling, honesty and trust are our first priority. Our goal is to help you stay ahead of a potential problem. We value you as a customer and are focused on serving you in the best possible way. We diagnose what's truly wrong and offer a solution. We're not the kind of company that's out to sell you a bunch of unnecessary improvements. To us, you're a person, not a transaction. Head off issues with your heating and air conditioner. Call the professionals at Brian's Heating and Cooling.
To watch CBS 47 Eyewitness News anytime, go to Xfinity On Demand and click Get Local.
For the best selection at the best prices, visit bestrv.com today.
This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Now, how much... Well, sorry, folks, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Can you give me 1 second? I think I brought the wrong one here. Oh, you know what? We're absolutely right. How much can a piece of cardboard really be? Well, for some people at the Cards and Collectibles show in Fresno, it can mean a lot, both financially and emotionally. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of sports and trading card games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering were all on display and for sale or trade at the Wyndham Hotel near the Fresno airport. People of all ages enjoyed the day, and it was only $5 to get in, less than the usual price. Some vendors there say watching all of the parents and their families trade and collect together is what brings them time and time again out to these shows.
It's great to be out in the community, talking to kids, getting kids interested in collecting. I did this my entire life with my dad, everything, and so to see kids out here with their parents having a good time means a lot.
There was also a tournament for all kinds of trading card games as well, and organizers are hopeful to hold more of these card shows in the near future. They have about one every 2 to 3 months, and today's event was hosted by Bird Dog Comics in Fresno. It was a busy day on the water at Millerton Lake for the 6th annual Kids Safety Day. Now, over 12 agencies and organizations participated in this event. It's an opportunity for parents and children to come out and learn about water safety. Organizers say the top 3 things for kids to keep in mind is to swim near a lifeguard, wear a life jacket, and learn how to swim, of course. As warmer weather arrives, people will head to California's waterways to cool off, and they want people to be prepared. Now, of course, it was really good to be out there, and it was a great day for the training as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 7-day forecast here if we could. So we're looking at 93 for tomorrow. 96 is going to be the hot one on Monday, and we've got a Wednesday as well. And that's going to do it for this evening.
The Valley cities are always growing, always changing. I'm going to find out what challenges these communities face and what's promising on the horizon. Watch Meeting with the Mayors Thursdays live on Eyewitness News.
We are at Best RV, the largest RV center in the state of California. If you're new to RVing or if you've been doing it for years, this is the place to come. We're with Niles, and Niles, we all know that it comes down to price and selection. But take a look at this. I mean, you have rows and rows to choose from.
Yes, almost exit to exit, almost a mile. And we have all of fifth wheels, toy hauler, destination trailers, even a pop-up tent trailers.
You've got it all, and we are centrally located in Turlock, right off Highway 99. It's very convenient, but you can start that RV journey by shopping online from home.
Yes, they could go to our website at bestrv.com. They could check the models, pictures, photo, price, and all the specification they need. They could contact us by email or by phone, or they could come in person and check it out.
You can answer all their questions. Thanks a lot, Niles. Some great information. And this is the time. During the entire month of May, save up to 40% off of MSRP. All units must go, so go to bestrv.com.
Brian, Catherine, and Lauren, weekdays starting at 4 p.m.
The following paid commercial program does not reflect the opinions and views of Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their employees and affiliates.
The following is a paid presentation for the Good Feet store, improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. Do you suffer from foot pain? How about knee, hip, or back pain?
The pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs.
And I would tiptoe out of bed because my heels hurt so badly.
The pain was really bad in my knees, my ankles, even in my hips sometimes.
For the last 30 years, people who've struggled to find a long-term solution finally found the relief they'd been searching for, thanks to Good Feet arch supports that are only available from the Good Feet store.
Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, no knee pain, no neck pain, I'm completely pain-free.
I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem.
When I went to the Good Feet store, I had free fitting.